A ton of new content is coming really soon to Modern Warfare 2, but what many aren't aware of is that a ton of remastered maps are also on their way. In this video, I'm going to give the lowdown on every remastered map making its way into Modern Warfare 2, with some we didn't know about until very recently. Now, I'd love to know what you think about all this, but jumping straight into it, we know that in just 9 days time from this video going up, Warzone 2 will finally be here, bringing the Mazrah map, the biggest open world map that Call of Duty has seen to date, and along with that map is coming with a ton of remastered maps as POIs and secret areas along this map. Some of these being some absolute fan favorite multiplayer maps from the original Modern Warfare 2, and it'd be really fitting to see these return in Modern Warfare 2. You already know about quite a few of them, and we'll be showing gameplay of those any moment, but we also know that some new maps are going to be coming into multiplayer with the start of Season 1 on the 16th, and another with Season 1 Reloaded. Both of these maps are apparently supposed to be familiar that are very popular among players, which obviously entails that these are going to be fan favorite maps remastered. Diving into the maps that we already know are going to be part of Warzone 2 and could be their own full-fledged multiplayer maps is starting off with Terminal, which is a massive new area of the Mazrah map, and within it contains the entirety of the original Terminal from MW2 in 2009, as well as the entire runway being fully accessible, and the main airport itself being vastly bigger than just the standard areas that we had originally. There is a great chance that this map will be remade as a multiplayer map in 6v6. This map was also remade back in Infinite Warfare, so it's clearly a favorite amongst IW as well as the players. This being in Warzone 2 will be really interesting because some leakers over on Twitter managed to play the whole map early, and at the very end of the terminal runway, there is just a locked fridge just stood there right at the very end of the terminal, which could be a heavy Indiana Jones reference, but from other leaks on Twitter, it sounds like this is going to be locked where you'll need a key in order to access it, and if that will be a Warzone 2 thing or simply just a DMZ thing, we aren't sure of at this moment, but it sounds exciting. High Rise is also going to be returning in MW2 with Warzone 2, as it's on the very top of the Mazrah City skyscraper where you have it exactly 1-to-1. This could also very well be a 6v6 map coming because it's an absolute fan favorite, and aside from a remaster in Ghosts, we haven't seen this map remastered. Ori is another classic MW2 map which is also in the Warzone 2 map of Mazrah and has potential to come as a 6v6 map, although part of this map is underwater, so unless they want to add another multiplayer map with water mechanics, which they might want to do because hydroelectric actually works really well with the water, that could also be another 6v6 map. We'll see, although I'm not sure because that is quite a controversial change to make to an original map. Now, if any of you have played the Spec Ops mission Defender Mount Zaya, you'll know that MW3's dome has been completely recreated amongst a massive observatory in the Mazrah map and is a perfect 6v6 map, although we did see this been remade in Vanguard last year, which was really weird. So because of that fact, I don't know if we'll see this return as a 6v6 map. And then the final one, which was a real surprise to me as I didn't notice it at first, is a DLC map from the original MW2 Storm is recreated in the Mazrah map. I really like this map, and I could definitely see this coming as a 6v6 map. But the really exciting part is that there are 4 other classic Modern Warfare 2 maps that are going to be in Mazrah, but rather than just be like areas or POIs, these are sort of secret under the radar areas which could absolutely be a 6v6 map. And we're starting it off with Afghan from MW2. This is an absolutely incredibly classic map. It suits Mazrah perfectly because the whole point of that map is that it's a deserty city map and that is set in a desert. To me, this is an absolutely iconic MW2 map and it has to be remastered, so I could definitely see this map coming as a 6v6 map. This next map may be an even more obvious choice of a multiplayer map they might bring in for 6v6, which is Shipment. It has been discovered on the Mazrah map and is actually on a small ship that has shipping containers on it. They're laid out in the exact same way, so it looks like we could see Shipment return in a very unique style that we've not seen before, and I think because of how iconic it was when it was added in NW 2019 as a map to rank up quickly and get lots of kills, I reckon it's a given that they're going to be bringing this map back. To see that this map already exists in Mazrah makes it even easier for them to create this as a 6v6 map. But another map which I could see them doing as a 6v6 map coming sooner than all those other maps is that this one is not based on the original Modern Warfare 2. It's actually a COD 4 map which is Showdown. This can be found on the Mazrah map, and you can play it in Warzone 2. We've got some gameplay here, courtesy of the Broken Machine, and I reckon this could work very well as a 6v6 map as well. This map did not return in MW 2019, which makes it all the more of a candidate to return in this game, since it hasn't actually been remastered yet, apart from Modern Warfare Remastered, of course. Now, there are a few very sort of under the radar remasters that are not full-blown POIs or areas like we've spoken about, with one being Crossfire. There is actually like a building or a set of buildings that are exactly the same as the original buildings from the Crossfire map in COD 4. We've not seen Crossfire been remade yet, and I would absolutely love to see it, as it's a very iconic map. It'd be interesting to see how a map like that plays in a game like this, where it's a big map with open areas that have long sight lines, so sniper heaven for a 6v6 map. Super cool that even just a small essence of Crossfire is within Mazrah, as well as Rust, and you can see this on the B flag on the ground war map of Tarak. Literally just that main center part of Rust. That's iconic, and this map was remastered pretty early on into MW 2019, and it's a very popular map, so it could come back by all means. But if rumors are true about the year 2 content for this game being a massive MW2 map remaster pack, then maybe all the maps that we've spoken about from MW2 might not make it into the game straight away. You might see those maps come in a lot later, with some of these other sort of peculiar smaller parts of these maps that we're seeing in the Mazrah map return as full-fledged maps. And another really interesting one, which is very controversial, is that the Verdansk APC tower from that part of the airport is actually back in Mazrah. Who knows if it's just there as an Easter egg, or if a full multiplayer map could be built around it. I really hope not, but the fact it's there at least is really interesting. Pretty much all of the maps that we've spoken about can actually be seen outside some of the multiplayer maps currently, as they are played on the Mazrah map, such as High Rise is right next to the Embassy building. If you're playing Embassy on multiplayer, and then if you fly outside on spectator mode past the Embassy, you can actually find the remnants of Terminal, a very basic looking template of Terminal, but everything is there exactly as it was from the original. And from the Warzone 2 gameplay that you're seeing on your screen right now, you can see that it's pretty much exactly as it was. The fact that all of these old remastered maps exist in the game right now, so no work would have to be done to develop them, simply just cut some of the areas off, portion them into these smaller versions, and add spawn points, and you've got yourself multiplayer maps galore. So IW have really set themselves up for a ton of multiplayer maps to release for us essentially whenever they want to, because they're already there in the game. But I think even still, if we look at what they did with Verdansk, there was a lot of remastered maps which took a long time to come to the multiplayer aspect of the game. So there is a chance that the maps that we'll be getting initially with Season 1, Reloaded 2, and so forth could actually be brand new maps that have not been already put into Warzone 2. And then over time, we'll start to see some of those maps also trickle in. But it should mean that we should always have a lot of new multiplayer content on board with each season update. And counting up all of those remasters that are in Mazrah already, that is 10 fan favorite classic multiplayer maps recreated for Modern Warfare 2. For all we know, there could be even more remastered areas hiding on Mazrah, which no one has seen yet, but will be all revealed when it comes out in just over a week's time. Let me know what map you're most excited to see in MW2. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like and subscribe. If you want to see 15 things you missed in Modern Warfare 2, then click the video on your screen now.